Frank, in the first half, you had at one point 19-0 on fast break points. Is that the way you want this team to play in the long run?
Yeah, you know, Howard, I like pace. I don't like slow. I don't want people to sit around and say Frank runs great offense. I want people to sit around and say Frank's got really good players. That's what we want to play with pace. You know, when you play with pace, that means as a coach you got to put the trust in your players, not into your sets. You got to have balance. There's games that you get stuck in the mud, and you got to be able to execute and run half-court offense. I get it, but pace is important to me. We're an aggressive defensive team, and I don't want to turn aggressive defense into slow, pathetic offense. I don't like playing that way. I like aggressive defense turned into aggressive offense, and you know, it's for the last 3 weeks we just haven't made threes. I've told you guys that cover our team on a regular basis. We've been taking good shots. We just haven't made threes. And you know, today they went in for us early, and it gave us confidence and allowed us to get out and run. You know, the second half we got a little tentative. We had that big lead, and I think it was 18, and Matt had 2 free throws and make it 20 and missed both, and then it was like mistake, 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 mistake. And but that pace is important to me. I like playing fast. It's hard to. I don't care how the other team plays defensively. If you let the defense set, it's really hard to score.
Garrett.
Coach, Josh mentioned, he just sat up there and said these freshmen are beyond their years. They're poised. 30 bench points tonight, a lot of them coming from your younger guys. I mean, just what can you say about them, especially in an environment like this, an atmosphere like this, and how they responded to the pressure that West Virginia put on them?
Yeah, it's those are the guys we got, and you know their spirit, their enthusiasm for competing, for playing at UMass. That's the thing that goes unsaid, especially in today's day and age with all the transferring and all that stuff. By the way, it is what it is. I'm not anti the rules. The rules are in place. People are allowed to do whatever they want to do. Too many people play for themselves, and as soon as themselves don't work, they run somewhere else. And you know, that was the beauty of college sports, man. You marry the name on the back of the jersey with the name on the front of the jersey, and you let everyone on your team learn about what your name is about and learn what their name is about, and then you create pride and enthusiasm for a common name that we have in our locker room, which is UMass. And you know, we're losing that in college sports, and it's sad. But these guys are like that. They have a joy. Recruiting these guys was fun. Sometimes recruiting is like sludge, and recruiting these guys was fun. They were excited. You know, and they were excited. Recruiting Josh Cohen was stressful because we were battling some big boys, but it was fun because it was honest and there was an enthusiasm. When you recruit and you call somebody, as soon as they answer the phone, you know they really want to be talking to you or not. And the enthusiasm that he would have when he'd answer the phone was exciting. The first time he came in my office, this dude got personalities for days. Like for days. A lot of people are intimidated by personality. I like personality. I don't know if you paid attention, I got personality. So I like personality. And sat in my office, like having a conversation with me, like he'd known me for 30 years and he was like, you know, and the mom came up to me the next day before they left and said, you know, I want him to play for you. And we had mom and me have mutual friends in the Detroit area, and I said, well, it's I'm all in. Called me like 2 days later and said, yo, I got to play for you. You and I, and now people are starting to come watch them play. You know, I was here last year. All due respect, like I'm not saying this is a negative. There's no one here to watch us play North Texas last year. Now all of a sudden, there's people, UMass folks, coming to watch us play. I'm still here. It's not because of me. It's because of them. It's the enthusiasm that they have for the uniform and how they play for each other.
Last one here, Pedro.
Coach, last year you talked a lot about how you find out who the players really are when they face adversity, and now after they gave up this big lead in the second half, they were able to regain the focus. What have you found out about this group so far this season?
Yeah, you know, Pedro, I'm not big on like year-to-year comparisons, even when I got returning players, because every team takes on a different personality that season brings. Because as you go through a season, everybody grows and becomes better at something or like unhappy about something, whatever. And now you go into the following year, so whether you got brand new players or the whole team returning, it's a different team. even though you might have the same people. It's different mindsets, different personalities that they grow and evolve, and so every team's different. Now, if you guys go back to last year when we played away from home, almost every game we had a lead. And then we'd have that meltdown, and then we'd fold. And that was frustrating. This team doesn't do that. This team figures out a way to stay connected and figure out a way to believe in each other and the team and what we do and try to make the next play. They let us coach them. That's the other part. There's no negative. I'm the only guy with bad body language right now. You know, those guys are awesome. That Josh Cohen, like he just talked about it. He's got an unbelievable burden on him. As he tries to figure me out, he still has to lead a young team. You know, and he's doing it. And he's figuring me out, and he lets me coach him as I figure him out. And you know, if I had negative body language from him, then everybody else would get negative. These two guys, by the way, they've picked up, like Rasul, Macross, their spirits are up. Now all of a sudden you're seeing those returning guys, Keons, all them that believed in who we were and stayed. You're seeing them take big steps forward as players, and it's fun to be around.
Thanks, everyone.
That's it.